Hi, how's it going? How are we doing? It's mid-August 2024, and as it couldn't be any other way, being a good freelancer, here I am working, recording a video for my YouTube channel. Thank you very much to everyone who is watching this video. You're on vacation, right? If you're on vacation, I'm glad for you. It means you have work. So there's nothing more than for my own good. Today, what I want to discuss with you are SEO topics. Basically, we'll quickly go over the A9 algorithm, which I'm sure you're all very familiar with. Then we'll talk about Cosmo, which is a new algorithm, a little creature, whatever you want to call it, that Amazon released a few months ago. I already talked about it in my presentation at the FBA show back in March or April 2024. I can't quite remember right now. And basically, what it does is provide a layer of common sense, contextualization, and better response to user search intent on Amazon. And finally, we will see just what Amazon just released this week. It's the generative artificial intelligence that will start to affect text fields in all product listings, including titles, bullet points, descriptions, and so on. But I hope you find it interesting. Obviously, as happens in all my videos, there has to be something going on. This time, we have a guy with a lawnmower 2 floors down, making worse noise than, by the way, in Napanet, but since this mic doesn't pick up ambient sound, it can be quite annoying. Let's get into it. So the topic was SEO for Amazon and how it's evolving. First, we should talk about A9, a system that is basically dedicated to selecting results within Amazon. You're all very familiar with it, but basically what it does is assign keywords to your product listing based on the text it finds there, based on the context of the subcategory and other products similar to yours. So you can find yourself up to 3 types of rankings, the organic ones. Is that I put A9 index in my listing and then it boosts my sales. In what position are those rankings? Then, if I pay for the products with campaign segmentation, those paid rankings, those ads, I appreciate certain keywords. This is the A9. And then there are the keywords recommended by the market. In fact, if you use Lindbeer's book, which helps you input and extract the keywords, both paid and organic, that are ranking for that product, you'll see that there are those 3 levels. There is sponsored product rankings, organic rankings, and Amazon recommend, which are basically keywords that Amazon A9 thinks might be useful for you, for users to find well. And all of that is based on context. All of that, it was done in a very primitive way. Let's say it hadn't changed much in recent years. And it's basically the next step that Amazon implemented in its search system a few months ago. We have A9 on one side, which is responsible for when I submit a listing, taking the title, bullet points, description, back-end keywords, information found in the images, extracting it, indexing it within its search engine, and then ranking those keywords based on the number of sales we have. And that is directly related to the sales velocity and the conversion rate topics we've discussed on this channel. I've made a video that explains how to calculate sales velocity using the Lindbeer extension with the X-ray feature. And then the next step is Cosmo, the new algorithm that is based on common sense. Basically, what it does is extract utilities and functionalities that can contextually help users find a product. The example they give in the paper, they did on Cosmo, it's about non-slip shoes. When someone is looking for non-slip shoes, it's probably because they don't want to fall on the floor. And one of the uses would be to stay on Amazon. So if Amazon knows from the context of your purchases or from the information it has out there about your clicks or from your searches that you may be pregnant, you start looking for products like a mini crib, a swaddle, a baby scale, things like that. Due to the context of your searches, Amazon knows that you are pregnant. It knows very well that you are pregnant and you want to give her a gift. So when you look for slippers, you will first be shown slippers that are non-slip in regular slippers. Because if you slip a bit at home while being pregnant, you want that. So that would be the type of context that responds to the search intent that Cosmo is looking for. searches to search results. There are ways to help with that context, and here both texts, images, and videos come into play. We were looking at a few editions of Minus Letter that there are a couple of, well, in fact, we were at a seminar in Madrid, the IT of Helium, and there we see a very good presentation from Horace de Cosmo, where it was mentioned that through a couple of tools that are within Amazon Web Services, A9 itself is using those tools to extract metadata information from images and information from videos, as well as from texts. So, the more context we give the search engine to understand what the possible search intentions for our product are, its functionality is much better. It's much easier to understand what works and then show it in the searches for those functionalities. The evolution of searches. Before we used to search with single keywords, and now more and more we search with long tail keywords, meaning 65, 6, 7 pages. And many times within Google, within Amazon, a good response to those search intents is not given due to lack of context or because of ignorance, because many times Google, for example, has millions of new searches every day that they didn't know about before. And a few years ago, Google released Wire, which is an algorithm based on machine learning that learns from those new searches and tries to make them work well. Well, basically, Amazon has the same problem. All users have the same problem, and they need to understand well what the user is looking for and how to connect it with a product that provides an answer. I'm going to show you an example. Searching, doing a reverse chasing with a product using Limpidio's brain. Let's look at an example with some Adidas shoes that are for ficking, doing ficking or trail running or ficking and I don't know what. Basically, they have some uses, and Amazon knows this because it knows that for certain searches, this product is already being shown. In addition, this product has clicks, and this product has conversions and sales speed for those. For those searches, if you look at the bullet points, there is nothing. Classic shape, lace closure, mesh part, EVA midsole. And here it says Adidas Terrestrial, the Gore-Tex. There are spikes, sneakers are. At the moment, he is not explaining to us the uses that they have of. Yes, it's for men, but they don't explain what it's for in the color attribute either. Wonder Steel Gray, Freesome, Impact Orange. There's no text here. Care instructions, machine, etc. Synthetic outer material, nothing. The first thing we find in terms of context is the subcategory of hiking shoes for men. Now at 9, you can already know that this product, it's a hiking shoe for men. But let's see if we can find something else. The A+ content at this moment, it's not index the text to 9. Anyway, these aren't flat text, they're images. Let's see if we have something here. It's all in English. Hiking is the first thing. It repels water. We have some context. It's all in English, but you can take it and translate it. Let's see if we use Cerebro to search for this product. This product will include all the variants, and Cerebro is going to pull out the keywords that are indexed and ranked. Organic, sponsored products, and also recommended ones. What I've done is put in a filter that is to contextualize, not the pair. That it looks for words for I don't know what, for what it's used for I don't know when, and what it pulls out is already starting to be quite contextual. Hiking shoes. Here we have a use for men. So for men, let's say that since it's already included in the title, I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is this kind of stuff. For rain, what else? For walking a lot, okay. What else do we have here? Cookie tulips for the bow. This one is out of stock. Obviously not. And electrosex for the cigar. Migrator for cigars. Blah, blah, blah. All of these have slipped in and have nothing. But you see, for example, in this one, here we found some cool stuff, right? For rain, for hiking, and for walking. Well, this is something we could include in the text and get it to stand out a bit. And if we have the keywords, basically Arwebe is going to catch them. It's picking them up. But let's say it's a bit of a stretch. Another thing we can do, thanks to Cosmo, is to include not just SEO-oriented text in the title, bullet points, description, and objectives, but also in the images. because the SEO metadata counts. What I've done is download this image and run it through a tool called theshifter.net. And basically what it gives us is the metadata it finds within the image, which are metadata that are relevant. From which camera it was taken, when the photo was taken, when it was modified, the artist, the copyright. But this is what helps us. It's the eNus description. And here we can include up to 200 channels. So I can go to a shop, even to this tool, and put a description here, where I can put things like ideal shoes for the mountains. For rain, they get wet. They let the foot breathe, but don't let water in, all of that, which ideally should have already been included in the description. Right. You can also include it in the images to give it and even to describe what is seen in the image, okay? In this case, they are just product images. But imagine we have a product where you see a man, well, doing trail running, mimicking one of those climbs or descents from Helium journey, okay? So we could include the image description right here. Image description. In this image, you can see a man aged 35 to 50 who is a mountain enthusiast, trail running, descending mountains, and resembling Helium Jarenta. Is it also good for marking an age range? Who is a mountain enthusiast, trail running, descending mountains, and resembling Helium Jarenta? All this, which would be difficult to filter in a text, because it wouldn't make much sense if a user reads it. We can include it here in the image description. In fact, we can go to the XMP tags, and here we also have the title and the description. We even have a rating, image tags, location. We could also include if, for example, the geographical location is important. We could add it here. Even if you want to include things related to the author, you can put them here, okay? Who is the author that wrote the text, in what category, in which country it is, etc. And all of this can be saved and uploaded, and what Cosmo is going to do is to be able to interpret these texts, these metadata, and use them to provide context and add keywords to the listings. All of this can also be done with this here, with videos. A few months ago, Amazon started interpreting what is seen in videos and adding it as uses, functionalities, or keywords related to the product. Let's take a look at this one. In this case, it would just be a 360 of the shoe, but now imagine that here. You see a person, trail, descending a mountain with friends or even with kids, where you can see the context of the Pyrenees or something like that. You see him running, well, the dog. Too, all of that would be picked up by Osmo and added, okay, group sports, family sports, for kids, for men, for women, downhill, mountain, snowy, etc. And all of that. That would be context added here, as if someone is looking for better trail running shoes for snowy environments. Each family would find that product that has been indexed here. So it's more important than ever to input that information, and we can find those words, for example, with the tool. Magnet is a tool that works really well for finding suggestions. In this case, I could put here and look for suggestions. It's already loading something for me. Running Man, Gore-Tex, Salomon, New Balance, A6, etc. Here we already have some lists with data, gender, and so on. But what we should do is look for even more keywords. Even more keywords. Also, we can use Google's own autocomplete, for example, or Amazon's own autocomplete. Here, I could put just trail running and I get the autocomplete with 10 words in SpaceX, Hoka, Adidas, and so on. But I don't know, maybe I would have to search from here. What do I find? And find a good keyword. Trail running, man, those are all the genres. Shoes, well, look, I'm going to search for shoes. Hiking, okay. Trekking, hiking, Gore-Tex. Adidas T-Rex Trail Gore-Tex. Hiking shoes, Tals Alewa. Shoes, Kid Tals. I'm not getting too many results here. Well, I could also find something with this. That filter. Let's see if we have anything in the filters. In the filters on the left, sizes, features of the footwear. Look, well, all-weather grip shoes, breathable shoes, as I mentioned before, flexible shoes, lightweight, shock-resistant, non-slip, water-resistant, endless, antimicrobial, stain-resistant, puncture-resistant. All of this is context about features, thickness of the sole, more context, type of closure, laces, straps, elastic cord, more context and functionalities, height of the shaft, more functionalities, more features, outer material of footwear, seasons, just looking, summer hiking shoes, autumn hiking shoes. All of this, for example, if you don't include it in the end, the text, or if you don't include it in the images, you won't see it. 9. My Cosmos. Lining of the footwear, type of points. All of this, toe of the member, steel toe, moccasin toe. I have no idea what all this is, but if it's important for your customers, you need to include it. And you can find all these suggestions right on Amazon itself, or yes, you do a generic search for shoes. Trail, well look, you have it here. 2024 related keywords, 257 in organic, 116 in smart complete. Okay. What this here would be, well, the 100 indexed would be a 10, the smart complete ones, and those recommended by Amazon, 1087. Okay. So here, well, look, cool things are starting to come up. Waterproof shoes, waterproof. We've seen the same before. More waterproof over here. Hiking, waterproof. I mean, remember, we're looking for context, uses, functionalities, everything that can be provided. Response to user. Search intentions. Here, ideally, it would be to add a filter and say, hey, find me the ones that have the keyword for. The same thing we did before in the brain, and see if we find things here. The key for walking, for home and trail. Well, I don't know if it has to do with it or not, but look, for trail running, I thought it was trail running. It's also called trail, to walk, for walking, for running, for motorcycle. Be careful, sports shoes for motorcycles. Perfect, shoes for walking, for the mountain. Another one we have here. For trekking, for mountain biking. I hadn't taken this into account for CrossFit, for hiking, so we have all of this to choose from there. All of this is context. Ladies and gentlemen, let's add context to the product sheets. And to wrap up, I wanted to show you not to get into any kid. It will be deployed in Spain, but what will happen from now on is already a done deal. I think that today, Amazon is going to release its generative artificial intelligence. The generative artificial intelligence is going to modify titles. It is going to remove emojis from inside the bullet points. It is going to remove things like a 2-year warranty or extended warranty. Things like that, things that have to do with warranties or with the best, I don't know what, things like that, that sometimes escape from the texts. They leave it. Same in description and same in the conclusions. It's also going to remove keywords that are prohibited, restricted by Amazon, and, well, basically it's going to bring order to what the field is. All these texts which sneak in and which they make less sense than anything else. It's going to start in the field. In fact, I'm going to look for reusable water balloons. Let's see if they have started rolling it out. Pieces of reusable balloons. I'm going to open a couple of these listings to see if they have already started to roll out bullet points with emojis, stories like that. Perfect story for kids, family, and friends. Ideal for outdoor activities, water fights. If you're at the pool, look, they're already adding the context of uses here. Reusable water balloons. Look, this is the issue with uppercase letters. They're also going to start tweaking it with generative artificial intelligence. At the moment, I don't see any trace of it here. Product, in which, there is emojis, for example, and that they have been requested. They're also going to start loading this up. And let's see if in this one and if in the one I left. More gifts. Number 3, water balloons. This one has had something, so, well, for now they haven't rolled it out. We haven't seen it in Spain, but let's see. They already announced it would be this week, so this generative artificial intelligence is going to start making an impact. How can we know if our schedule has been changed? Well, it's very easy. In the end, we have this tool, the IUM10, and we have the NAS here, operations tools. Within alerts, so this will notify you when there are certain changes within the listing. And this is super important in listings shared with other iBox sellers. And it is super important with this generative intelligence. Okay, basically we should have this activated, right? If the main image has changed, you know that now with Cosmo, it's going to read metadata and all that. So imagine if someone changes the main image and puts in the metadata, a forbidden keyword, bad. It's important to have it monitored. The title, okay. If the category changes, it's already being changed algorithmically for years, okay? And then it's also important to know if it immediately notifies us if our listing has been removed. Because think that we don't even know if the generative artificial intelligence, it might unintentionally include something that Amazon itself doesn't like, and it removes our listing because there's some keyword or trend, more things, description. If they change, let me know immediately. Bullet points. If they change, let me know immediately. So basically, we need to have all these fields active to know right away. It sends us an email right away and tells us, hey, there's been a change in your listing. Be careful with these things because first, they are changes we didn't ask for. And second, artificial intelligence can make mistakes too. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have it. We've talked about SEO, we've talked about A9, we've talked about Cosmo, we've talked about generative artificial intelligence, and basically, this is what's happening for 2024 minus what happened in 2019 in the summer of 2020. These are the main changes that have happened in terms of SEO on Amazon. Now you know how to act within the context of these changes, like improving your product listings. What's happening if they're going to change the title or the bullet points? So it's a negative typification. And you also know how you can use a 10 for new assets. And this brain seen as magnetic, seen that alerts us if there are changes within our listings. So this tool plus another group, plus the changes well reflected in the product listings. And we've seen how to edit the images with everyone. Will you have an advantage with servers in SEO? Why do many people not know about this or are unaware of it? Because basically there are many people who either see these YouTube videos or they are not on Amazon, etc. So yes, I recommend that you do it for the safety of your video listings and for the safety of your computers. That's it. Thank you very much for watching this video up to this point. I would like you to leave a like, some comments, follow me, etc. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But look, since I've put in the effort for these notes, I hope to see you all here soon. In the video description, I'm also going to leave a nice discount for the 10. And you can practice with these brain tools and other black boxes, or the idea is to cut. See you soon on this channel.